Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm going to be reacting to Monogatari Off and Monster Season episode 11. But yeah, I reacted to episode 10 2 days ago, so a lot of it was fresh, but I still rewatched it earlier today just to, you know, have it even more so. But yeah, if you haven't done so, go watch that one. And let's talk about episode 10 first. So Kanbaru and Higasa talk about the problems that the basketball club has. And it's something where it's like, well, the structure worked before, but now it doesn't. Or rather, it was a ship full of holes already, but Kanbaru herself was able to keep it all bandaged up. And so it was still flowing, but now it's just not there. It's reached its breaking point. But yeah, like already, it's like, oh yeah, of course, having a basketball club that was like straight up just everyone basically served to prop up Kanbaru. So then, no one really did like, wait a minute, once she's gone, what are we going to do? So now that it's really collapsing on itself, the person that held and carried most of the weight of the work, it's now gone. So now it's too much for everyone that has inherited that. So yeah, you could, I mean, yeah. Kanbaru and the rest of the third years are definitely have some of the fault. But like the current members, definitely, the ones, let's say the second years, or maybe that the third years that they stay, are not doing a good enough job to try and mitigate this. Instead, they are just letting it happen and maybe even fostering the negative atmosphere, as we see when they say that whenever someone quits or someone even like talks about quitting, then everyone just dunks on them in the group chat. So like, that might seem like that's not a big deal, but when you're in high school, when you have all like your whole world is this, like, of course it'll feel fucking awful. So yeah, I like that Kanbaru. Well, we all know already that she has a good in Hana Monogatari, we find out that she's more serious and responsible than we thought from Araragi's point of view. So we get another taste of it here. But yeah, they have no idea how to help, because the old structure is all they know, and now that it's so ingrained in them, it's like, well, what can two people, or three now that Araragi is included, do to what is it, like there's like 100 girls in the club? That's insane. So yeah, that's it's such a big problem now. So yeah, what do you do? Especially, like Arari says, like, oh, I'm an outsider, I don't know, like, if it's in my place, but like, it's never been his place, and he's always gone for it. But maybe that shows, how he's changed since then. Since I'd like to think he's a little bit more self-aware than that. But yeah, we go back to Gaen and try to figure out like why was the vampire attracted to the girls in the basketball team specifically. Mm. Oh yeah, and then Gain says something like, "Oh, getting annoyed by your kohai is the fate of a senpai," and then we get the names and silhouettes of Kagenui, Oshino, and Kaiki, and Tatsuru just gets completely ignored. Oh yeah, then they talk about the living message, but yeah, it is a little weird that we only found it in one mummy. And then she gives them the mission to suppress Shinobu for one night, which, like, from the way that the episode progresses, he definitely failed on that. I'm guessing, what she meant is that, like, keep her with him in his room for the whole night so that she wouldn't meet up with Dystopia. And that's also why Gain advised to not go to Hachikuji, because she knew something like this would happen. But yes, things will happen anyway. Either that, or like Guy just told him, despite knowing that he wouldn't obey her. Because when he accepted Ononoki's invitation, like Guy's warning or a little mission here, did not cross his mind at all. And also, like, he has the task of still looking for the two mummies, the whereabouts of them that we don't know about. But we do, yeah, we're not really any close to that. Oh yeah, then they talk about a little bit. Well, I said like, oh, I guess they've healed that much already that they can talk about the events of Kisu like this. But at the same time, you could say it of like, oh, I do think it's healed somewhat, but the hurt hasn't fully gone away. So that's why Araragi has to embellish it and make it seem as if, this grand, like, epic thing that could have happened in, like, a shoujo manga. When, we all know that's not how it went down. So he has to put up kind of like a bit of a wall of separation to talk about it, even if it's with Shinobu. And then we know now that the mummies and the zombies from Kabuki are basically the same thing. And then Araragi figures out that this vampire has to be the one that turned Shinobu into a vampire. And then she tells him the story. No, you know what? Yeah. At first, I was like, well, what exactly did she tell him? Did she tell him like the beautiful princess tale, or just what we saw in Acerola Bon Appetit? But I guess she would have to talk about the beautiful princess as well. It's still kind of crazy that he was able to figure that out at the end when we, in the after credits scene. And then we have Ononoki coming in, and then she basically gives him like, oh, you should go to Hachikuji's. Oh, and then we apparently Shinobu and Ononoki are already so close that she's like, wait, you were goofing off at the Lost Girls place? Why didn't you take me? It's like, oh wow, okay. So these two just hang out and go to Hachikuji's by themselves without Araragi? That's good to know. I like Shinobu having other relationships that are, she doesn't always have to be with Araragi. So they get there, and Hachikuji is just doing the typical. I say typical, but I mean like in other anime of the training under a waterfall. And then we do um the iconic Kamimashita gag with not just Araragi but Shinobu as well. That has to be one of the best ones in the whole story. Like you don't understand how much I love this gag. But also I think it also contributes because or I'm biased because the Hachikuji and Araragi dynamic is my favorite in the whole story. I think that's very uncommon, but I still stand by it. Then we have Shinobu sing Dystopia close to death. But she calls it cryptobiosis, but like, okay, in critical condition. But yeah, Hachikuji, like from the get go, she's like, we're going to heal her. And like, I don't know we don't really know what Araragi is thinking. We don't really have any internal monologue going on right now. But he seems to be taking it quite lightly. And they do make quite a few jokes. But it's like, from, like I said already, once again, he's helping a vampire who's just gonna keep going around killing more humans. Which is like, surely we're going to get to discuss that dilemma. But also, like, I would expect Araragi to be a little hesitant on dying and going to hell again. But no, he's like, oh, okay, let's go ahead, let's go. Maybe one part is like, for one, Gaen did not tell him about the plan at all when she did that to him. And also, yeah, Shinobu's a pretty damn skilled swordsman, so at the very least it did not hurt one bit, as we've seen in Kisu. And then we get to the end, and apparently, I don't know, we'll see. He calls it like, oh, this feels more like it could be heaven. And then a voice says, like, oh, that's right. Yeah, precisely. And it looks like it's the beautiful princess Acerola with a Hanya mask, which is like a female demon, like embodying like envy or jealousy. So I wonder if we're gonna get into like the symbolism of that. But here in heaven, call me Princess Acerola. Yeah, so I don't know, something fishy going on here. I don't really, like, I'm a little confused here. So I'm gonna need a little bit of an explanation if this is indeed heaven. But if it's not hell, then I think if this is hell, then yeah, it does work. But at the same time, I would be like, why is Acerola here? Other than, it could be because of the same thing. Helping a demon, helping Dystopia not to die from starvation. We'll see. But yeah, let's start episode 11 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Even back then, I was okay, he does remember the stuff from Sokowari and connecting it to this. Yeah, he's not immune. Yeah, he can't really have a normal conversation with her. So this works even in the afterlife, huh? Oh? How? Okay, I accept this explanation. I guess. I really like the music right now. Right, like this isn't really helping with what I want to do. Okay. Oh, it looks beautiful. I don't know about that. Mm, well, mm, um, uh, so she's been watching him? What? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably why she has the mask. Because he'd be too overwhelmed by her face. Yo? No, I guess this is. Is opening? I. Oh, I really like this. Wow, the art is so pretty. I'm so glad we're actually getting an opening. Miniko? Huh. I don't know if I would say that, like, the music is my favorite out of the three Shinobu openings. But the visuals are. I would have to wait for, like, a full version. Oh, he's back? Oh, she's in her Shinobu form, even though he died. Ah, they're hugging. Oh, that's really sweet. Oh, Gaen is here, huh? Is she the one who... Oh... Mm-hmm. You just said we shouldn't see you as trustworthy. Yumewatari, yeah, so she used that. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. He has it in his mouth. Okay. Mm. Oh, I guess just anything worked. No, it's not necrophilia. Oh, it's working. But yeah, if before Arari had no doubts about helping her, once Acerola asked to, he wasn't going to refuse. Oh, damn. So we still gotta wait for answers. Hmm. Yes, I mean... Oh, yes, Shinobu has no idea. Yeah, let's all share information, I guess. Hmm? Oh, no, well, Araragi was already waiting for that. Ooh, this music. Why is it giving me the thing intro vibes? Okay, only the beginning of it. Hmm? Oh, well, she was. This one was really being hidden. Yep. Hmm. True. Hmm. Oh. Oh, again? Oh. Okay. Then I was wrong. Fair enough. Oh, she's being framed? But we saw her encounter Harimase. And I mean, Dystopia did have all the reason to do all this. It did seem very weird about, choosing the victims. Mm. So then we were also duped? Yup. Yeah, I figured Gaen wouldn't be for this mission of helping her. Oh. Oh. Hmm? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, from who? Okay. Now she's doing Rakugo? But. Ho ho. I see. The canned laughter. Oh, that's considerate of her. That's some dark humor. Oh, straight up to the point. Hmm. Oh, I really like the presentation of that. That is true. Yeah, it doesn't seem she cares about coming in incognito. Mm, mm. She has all the answers right now. Oh, most of them? Oh? What? Mm. But that would mean she hasn't eaten in like 600 years. Wouldn't she have died from starvation already? Like, for good? Oh, go ahead. Well, it was just on a whim, right? But I understand why Araragi would think that. Okay, we'll await. Okay, that helps. True. Mm. Mm. Okay. I would like to believe that's what Gaen wants. And then she will definitely exterminate dystopia for good. Mm. 目をそらした過去も退屈な未来をカウンセリングやれやれこここさいピースピース unlucky unlucky be happy あ出たあ Man, there was a lot this episode. Not the guidance, young clients. これもあれもそれと違っててアンデッド死んじゃいないオーマイマイドレスさ生きてることが幕割り続けること幸せのなりのとしたいなんて卑怯な届いたようなきてきてファンタジー人の届いたといたちゃなれるよあてさっきとと化け物だから巨大ピースピース Okay, so I'm going to predict that next episode is going to be the last episode of the arc. But I could also see it being 2 more episodes. But this section with Acerola and Araragi in heaven really felt like it went for longer than it did. But yeah, the kiss really took me off guard. I really didn't know how to react to it. But yeah, it was... So the first thing that came to mind, obviously, is the whole... a prince kissing a princess to fix a curse. But obviously here the princess kissed the guy, so I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. But maybe it's supposed to be like a bit of a subversion on it. Though I didn't really think we were going to get that like literally. But no, we did. And that's literally what got him back to the living world. But it was to get... at first I thought like, oh, maybe it's like blood, literally, so that he can put it in Dystopia's mouth. But no, like it's just, just what you would get from an actual kiss, just saliva. But that was enough to get Dystopia to start healing. And at first I was like, I don't know. Because, like she's unconscious, so surely she has no option but to, like, if he'd gotten, like, the blood from the hell pond, she would have, like, no choice, like, it would just go into her anyway. But, I mean, she's an oddity, so maybe, it works differently. There's that's different. And I also thought, like, oh, if that was the case, wouldn't, our Shinobu have thought of that before sending Araragi to hell? but I guess her memories of the past are not as fresh and present as Acerola's are. But we still did get, like, last episode, Shinobu did say, like, she would only eat what she would kill. So she still had that in mind, but for some reason this didn't occur to her. At the same time, I guess I don't think she knew that Acerola, as a soul separate from her, is already residing in heaven. Actually, I feel like that's something that Araragi should tell her. But, probably it's not urgent. But, no, but I mean, yeah, actually we saw Shinobu say, like, oh, right. Only, like, being fed from the beautiful princess would make sense. So I guess she's connecting the dots already. But yeah, the whole, like, Araragi saying, like, oh, the kingdom would have fallen to ruin anyway. So it's like, you shouldn't, like, feel guilty about it. I guess, it's not something that she could control. But I don't know, just kind of gave me vibes of basically telling a killer, like, oh, we all die eventually, so even if you killed that person, does it really matter? It was kind of happen. So it's like, I don't know about that one of, that phrasing. But I mean, I guess, what else can you say? I'm sure she's already been told before. I think Dystopia told her, like, or maybe not. Like, has anyone told her, like, oh, it's not your fault? I feel like I would need to revisit those episodes to be sure. But yeah, it's definitely fitting of Acerola to be thinking and feeling so guilty about the way Dystopia is right now. Like, just looking at the way that Acerola thinks about it in comparison to how Araragi thinks about the time where he was turned into a vampire. It's like worlds apart. But I mean, obviously, their circumstances were very, very different. But if there's one thing in common, it's that they both wanted to die. So they put the burden on someone else. But yeah, the way that Acerola Bon Appetit and Koyomi Vamp and are very, very, yeah, there's that's the reason why they're very different characters. So then we get the opening, and I love the visuals for it. I feel like I would need to listen more to the music, but from the Shinobu openings, I think my favorite one is the second one. Main shots. Like, if you haven't listened to the full version of that, please do. That's so magical and stunning. But yeah, we have. Oh yeah, I'm still like if Araragi did indeed die, then how come Shinobu still looks the same? Because at the end of Mayoi Hell, we see that Shinobu was she was full powered kiss shot again. So that's why they had to relink them. But here, that didn't happen. So I'm like, why? Like, he did die. He went into heaven. So why didn't the link get severed? Like, that's what's supposed to happen when he dies. That same thing happened in Kabuki as well. Kabuki. But yeah, first time we've seen Gaen so annoyed because she said she was not mad. But yeah, interesting that even though his soul was the one who was in heaven, his physical body still retained the saliva in his mouth. And then we get into detective mode. Like, is it really Dystopia the one who's been hunting these high school girls? But yeah, the way that the fourth one was found feels very human. But I mean, if it really is a vampire who doesn't want to be found, then yeah. But maybe it's like are we gonna get a new character? Maybe it's like a freshly made vampire. And that's why they feel so human. But yeah, like, color me surprised. I really, really thought, for sure, that it was gonna be Dystopia mummifying the basketball club members. After all, we did see it right at the very beginning of the arc. Harimase sees Dystopia, and we see her. And we hear her voice. But I guess that was just to trick us. It was someone else pretending to be Dystopia. And she was just here, minding her own business. Arriving at the shrine. And I guess she was able to sense that Hachikuji is a full aberration. So she asked her about Shinobu. And so Hachikuji basically tells her where she is. But she never reached Shinobu. Someone, I'm guessing, got to her and mummified her. I'm guessing, obviously, to, if you cannot find Dystopia, and then the true culprit cannot be found, then yeah, that makes for a more believable cover story. But yeah, I'm also like, wait, how does that work? You're telling me that Dystopia has not eaten a human since she turned Acerola into Kiss Shot? Like, that's kind of big, isn't it? I think it was just, I don't know, whatever time spanned during Acerola Bon Appetit. Let's say it was a few months to a year. And she was like so close to genuinely like vanishing from existence. But it's been 600 years since Dystopia hasn't eaten anything since then. How does that work? And if I'm forgetting something, please let me know. Because Shinobu just says it without, as if we're supposed to accept it, without questioning what we've already seen before. And I thought Araragi was going to question that, but instead he goes on a different direction. But yeah, the group splits up, and they're gonna reunite at nighttime when Dystopia is fully, so it's just conscious again. I think that's all I want to talk about this episode. I mean, I feel like, If there's anything else about the investigation, I guess I should keep like important in mind would be the phone. Like something about the phone is going to be essential to figuring out who the culprit is, but like, yeah, like if it's a character that hasn't been introduced, then yeah, I'm sure as hell not going to be the one uh, figuring out the mystery. Mm. Mm. But yeah, I think that's it. I really like Hachikuji doing Rakugo to share what she knows and how she saw dystopia before she ended up like this. It was quite unique. But yeah, also how did dystopia get through the barrier? And well, Araragi is like, well, it's because she's a real powerful vampire, right? Gaen still was like, well, we should have still questioned her. So yeah, we answered some questions here, but we got some answers and we got some more questions. But yeah, that was my reaction to this episode of Monogatari. So if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.